All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another Charlie Brooker rant, and this is about British and American news on television, which should be a doozy, especially when it's coming from all these years ago to see if anything's changed, which I'm guessing it hasn't. And I'm doing this because this was recommended in my feed after I did the last Charlie. So this will be a double today with the Charlie Brooker reactions. I love the thumbnail. It's Bill O'Reilly's infamous meltdown, which is so goddamn funny. Dude, anytime in a bad, well, not anytime, but sometimes if I'm in a really bad mood to where I feel like I'm really angry about something, I put on that Bill O'Reilly rant just to remind myself I will never be as angry as he was that day, and it makes me feel better. We'll do it live! Oh my god. Oh, it was so satisfying. It's so satisfying now, even today, watching him melt down like that. Anyway, Charlie Brooker on British and American television news. Let's see if anything's changed, which probably hasn't. And I hope that he highlights how American news networks, they love to send everyone in a panic. If you turn on any type of news station, even if it's not even just like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, any of these big outlets that anybody talks about, and this is just coming from me, but in my experience, forget all those those big news outlets. I turn on my local news here where I live, and they're telling me to panic all the time. That's why I fucking hate the news, man. But I do try to like watch it every now and then to find out what's going on just around me, and it's always panic, run, you're all gonna die, run for the hills, someone's coming to put a dildo in your ass. It's everything. It just panic, which is why I think most of us don't trust any of the news anymore, at least in this country. I can't speak for you guys. But anyway, Charlie Brooker on British and American TV news. Let's have some fun. And this is from almost 20 years ago, so let's see if anything's changed. Here we go.
In today's multi-channel world with competing news networks, an anchor's personality matters more than ever. While there used to be celebrities outside of the news, now they're stars within it. Some are famous for being foxy, like foxy Natasha Kaplinsky here, or Welsh, like Hugh Edwards, or tactless, like Kay Burley, who's become famous for asking the questions no one wants asked, such as in a shocking interview with the ex-wife of the Suffolk Strangler, in which she wondered...
5 murders in 6 weeks. Do you think if you'd had a better sex life, he wouldn't have done this?
Male news...
Whoa! Whoa! What a question! What a question, wow.
Presenters are only allowed to come in one of 2 flavours, either a terrifying Darth Vader harbinger of doom...
Britain must take care to avoid becoming like Nazi Germany in the 1930s.
...or a Hidely Hay Ned Flanders type.
Seems that romance falters in the face of sleep deprivation.
Sure, we know that on this programme.
Oh yeah, that's it, Turnbull. Chuckle it up, you gigglesome Female newsreaders, meanwhile, are mainly required to be young and attractive, especially if they're presenting as part of a duo. Then it seems the pair of them should vaguely resemble an ambitious pouting intern and her well-groomed sugar daddy.
That's so true. That's not just British TV news stations either. That's true on American ones as well, man. Dude, that is so true, even today. Wow.
Sometimes they come across as somewhat dysfunctional couples.
More pictures coming in today showing even more dramatic lava flows coming from the ground.
Flowing from the ground, the sun so helpfully pointed out, as opposed to somewhere else.
The weather. Here's Liam.
Hello.
Whenever I watch IT...
Wait, the head turn! Look at the head turn! He was getting ready to rip an earful.
The weather. Here's Liam.
Hello.
And the sun so helpfully pointed out.
He got so mad!
Somewhere else.
The weather. Here's Liam.
Look at that! Look at that face! Look at that face! And she's giggling! Oh, man. Well, I know what the thumbnail is going to be. Oh, my God. This is amazing. He's getting ready to rip her a new ear hole. I was going to say asshole, but that sounds a little... that sounds like somebody's being violated. Anyway, what am I talking about? I said something about a dildo going up somebody's butt to open this video. Anyway, sorry.
Hello.
Whenever I watch ITV Lunchtime News with Alistair Stewart and Katie Derham, I feel like I've been called into their office for some sort of bollocking.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Thursday's Lunchtime News. From the centre of government to the social worker on the front line, there was a strong and clear message to everyone involved in protecting children in England. Get on with it.
What have I done? Still, the faces of British news may be stern, but at least they're sane. It's a different kettle of fish across the pond. We all know American news folk are better looking than ours. CBS News' Katie Couric's got so much MILF appeal, even the cameraman can't help zooming in for a closer look. They're also big characters, and with big characters comes big ego, and with big ego comes big squabble. Take this astonishing showdown between two elder newsmen.
So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Oh, why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
American cable news
I've never seen that one before.
is where the biggest characters of all reside. Take silver-haired Captain Serious Keith Olbermann here, the portentous liberal showman of MSNBC. He's got an absurd sense of drama, which made watching his show during the Bush era a bit like seeing a warm-hearted but angry suburban dad shout over the fence at the bloke next door who just happened to be president.
You're a fascist. Get them to print you a t-shirt with fascist on it.
Still, in terms of
He's
raw
still
drama,
doing that
the
now.
fair and balanced newsmen of dystopian future sci-fi satirical shouty porn sledgehammer channel Fox News win out every time. Fox generally leans more to the right than a man who's just had his right leg blown off, and now Obama's in the White House, their commentators are getting to play the underdog at last.
If you believe this country is great, but nobody is fighting for you, let me tell you something. You don't need any guns for this revolution. You just need to stand up and find your voice. Come on, follow me.
Well, there's a curious kind of underdoggery where they complain about liberal bias in the media one moment and then brag about...
Please show it. I'm hoping that they show it. Please, Charlie, please show the thing. I still die laughing every time.
Well, it's a curious
please show
kind
Bill
of
O'Reilly having a
where they
meltdown.
complain about liberal bias in the media one moment and then brag about their cable dominance the next. Now, to a dumb foreigner like me, all the Fox anchors look like characters in some 80s frat house comedy.
Oh, wait, dear.
For instance, Sean Hannity here would be cast as the uptight jock bully. Witness his cold ink-dot eyes, which could have been surgically transplanted from a particularly characterless dormouse, and his whiny, peevish demeanour.
We can't say enemy combatant. We can't say terrorist. We'll get to those things in a second. Now we're not going to use the term illegal immigrant?
The disapproving high school principal would have to be Bill O'Reilly, moralising about permissive society one minute.
The Woodstock generation thought it was cool to get stoned.
And chortling about lady bumps the next.
Their pitch is beach friendly, if you know what I mean, and we believe they are patriots.
When there's no tits to dribble over, Bill kills time by boasting about his ratings.
Judging from our enormous ratings?
Dude, that's the worst. When fucking literally news networks boast about their... They're not boasting about them now, are they? Not anymore.
I think we've been successful in doing that.
Or plugging his myriad books.
I do want to thank you all for keeping Bold fresh on the bestseller list for more than 6 months.
Or simply sitting there pulling a face like a tortoise that's learned to enjoy the stink of its own farts. But his primary characteristic is anger. Bill gets wound up by virtually anything to the left of Mussolini, hectoring and yowling like a wolf that's got its nuts caught on a coat hanger.
See, I'm more angry about it than you are.
So what about George Bush?
What about George Bush? He had nothing to do with it.
Although he's clearly not quite...
Dude, yeah. Fucking Bill O'Reilly had anger issues. He probably still does.
As furious as he used to be around 20 years ago when he was presenting a show called Inside Edition, which has become famous thanks to this notoriously unhinged outtake.
Yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it. There's no words there to play us out.
To play us
out. What does that mean?
out.
To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video.
What is... For credits. I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show? Yeah. All right, go. In 5, 4, 3.
Come on.
That's tomorrow, and that is it. Again.
Yo, this is one of the I always point this out whenever I am watching this with someone in the room, and I have a bunch of friends who love this video too, and I always point out this part that's coming up right here when he gets so upset that he literally does a massive inhale and then a massive exhale out of his lips, like.
Go.
Watch.
4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it. Again. 5.
I can't be the only one to find that beyond hilarious. Look at that. Hold on.
All right, go. In 5, 4, 3.
Sorry, I'm playing around with this because I love this clip so much. Where's the playback speed? Yes. Do it in slow motion.
That's tomorrow, and that is
Sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I might be the only one who found that funny. Sorry.
He looks psychotic.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
God, he needs a.
We'll do it live.
This guy needs a goddamn blowjob.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. 5, 4, 3. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
That was fantastic.
Don't cut it off. Watch.
Professionalism, real comfortable viewing, really warm, really connecting with the viewer there. Still, if you think Bill O'Reilly's outrageous, you haven't seen anything yet. This is recent Fox signing Glenn Beck, who at first glance looks like a welcoming, happy kind of chap. He effectively presents his commentary show in the style of a wacky neighbour from a bad sitcom. Although, actually, rather than a sitcom, this is more like an out-and-out variety show, replete with zany chuckles.
You think that ain't gonna happen?
Table-thumping conservative rhetoric.
I think this makes a good case to shoot people on the battlefield. Well, you got these guys. We can't keep them in prison because they're not technically terrorists, but they were in terrorist training camps. Were they fighting against us?
Well, they were in a terrorist training camp.
Yeah, I mean, we go in, you shoot them then.
And toe-tapping patriotic country music.
When I see people on my TV
the good old
taking
country
shots
music.
at Uncle Sam, I hope they always remember why they can. Because we'd all be speaking German or living under the flag of Japan if it wasn't for the good Lord and the man.
Anyway, so far you're probably thinking,
fucking Christ. Oh. It's shit like that where, like, if shit like that where if anybody from sees that from another country, I'm like, well, no wonder they think we're fucking nuts over here.
Okay, it's extremely right-wing, but it's fairly sane.
Who is it?
Wasn't for the good Lord and the man.
Anyway, so far you're probably thinking, okay, it's extremely right-wing, but it's fairly sane. Yes, because Beck isn't just the face of news, he's a bona fide social crusader who started his own post-apocalyptic sounding 9/12 project aimed at bringing the nation together in a spirit of unity and hope and something and stuff.
This is the 9/12 Project.
Are you ready to be that person that you were that day after 9/11? I'm as mad as hell!
This is basically like that, crazier, and starring Paul Giamatti in a blonde wig.
The real power to change the
brilliant. Oh my god, that was brilliant. He kind of does look like Paul Giamatti in a blonde wig. Dude, oh, that was so goddamn funny. Bravo. Bravo. That was fucking amazing. Great video. Great video. Yeah, Glenn Beck was a kook. Nice, dude. You know what's wild about the Bill O'Reilly clip that I was so excited to watch and lost my mind? If I did a separate video, reaction video on just that right after I did this, I would laugh just as hard. I laugh hysterically every single time. I don't know why it's so satisfying to watch Bill O'Reilly get so fucking mad in that clip. And the whole time he's trying to like promote a Sting song or something like, that's a new cut off of Sting's album, and then, oh, so funny. I wish I knew a lot more about the British news presenters in the beginning, in the first half of this video. And I don't know how he did in terms of like who's where on the political spectrum, but with the American ones, they went a different one. They focused heavily on the Fox News stuff, but I think rightfully so, because I mean I can't stand Fox News. I can't stand CNN or MSNBC. I hate them all. But at that particular time, like Fox News, in my opinion, was really bad, really fucking bad. Of course, somebody's gonna say, "Well, it's even worse now." You could be right, but in that particular time, it was like they were all basically, you must be for these wars, otherwise you're a terrible American. I'm anti-war, if you couldn't tell, but and usually I don't really reveal much political stuff of my beliefs, but that's probably my strongest one. Anyway, good. I love the video though. Charlie Brooker, dude, he does look like Paul Giamatti with a blonde wig. That was fucking awesome. And then the one guy, I don't know who those two British anchors were, but it was the female, and like she looked like she was in her 30s, and then the guy who was like in his 50s or something. And then he just turned it. That he was getting ready to just rip her ear off. He was getting ready to yell at her so hard. I want to hear that conversation now. I hope somebody recorded that and then snuck it off somewhere. It's brilliant. Brilliant video. I love this. And yeah, not too much has changed. Just the people. Like the main anchors, because at least on the American side, all three of those guys that were highlighted, Glenn Beck, Bill O'Reilly, and then why can't I? No, don't play that anymore. What's his name? Why can't I remember his name? It's the guy from MSNBC, the guy who was like, they're all fascists. He used to be on ESPN. For the life of me, I can't remember his fucking name. Who is the hold on, before I go. Who is the crazy guy who used to anchor for MSNBC? Keith Olbermann. I like how right away it told me who he was. I literally, look, fucking, I gotta put this up here. Who is the crazy guy that used to anchor for, and I look down and I just see Olbermann. So yeah. Crazy stuff. Anyway, much love to you guys. I hope that didn't get too political for you, because it's not a political channel, but we need to laugh at it. All of these news networks and what they do. I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about the news networks in Britain that I wouldn't know about. So I'd be interested in reading those comments. Those would be a joy to read. Anyway, much love. I will see you again soon. And peace the fuck out. Take care, everybody.